prospects. We have Detention Demons taking on Envy. This is Battle of the Spooky Games right here because, looking at their skull of Envy 7, and we got the Detention Demons here. And working with Conscious Profit a little bit, I've seen this prospect team. I don't think they're generally bad. I've seen some games from them. I've seen some games from Envy. I just think, it's that midpoint where things need to start gelling. And I don't think for one team it is gelling and for the other team it is not. But,
Mhm.
you never know.
No, you're right, and we're getting like we're on midway of the season for most tiers. Some a little bit longer than others. So I would like to say that like basically every team, no matter what, even if you're dead last, you have an opportunity to change it, to turn this around and make something of the season. I know it sounds like a tall order, but it really isn't if you put just a little bit of effort in and maybe change a little bit about what you do. Uh, I don't know. Just if I can't wait to see, I don't know, these two teams. I know it's a little bit of a drop, but a lot of fun stuff can happen in these tiers.
Yeah. Going over to their team stats so we can show the folks what we're really looking at here. That way they're asking us, why you're saying what you're saying. So going over to their team stats, like I said, it's 9 wins to the 17 wins, like I said. But this is where if you were Detention Demon, this is your turning point. Like I said, you're not out of it. Now, if you were, only had one win, let's go ahead chalk it up for next season. But you're at 9. You get 3 wins here, even 2 wins. You stay with this team, you keep up with them, and you just build a momentum. There's still a lot of match days to go on from here. Because looking at their shooting percentage, they're actually about even, and then saves are about even, and then the goals for, goals against. That's when it starts to shift a little bit. But more so, like I said, I think if they could just, capitalize it again, come on stream, have fun. That's why I think a lot of teams usually don't do at this point. They come
Mhm.
on here, they're like, we gotta win, we gotta win, we gotta win. And that's when the best teams falter and quote unquote the worst teams win.
Yeah, streaming can be. I mean, like getting yourself on there. There's a decent amount of people watching. Some people get a little nervous and stuff. Just play. I say play the game, and that's why I'm glad that teams like it says they're 9-19, and I'm glad teams like this still put themselves out there and like I said, have some fun. You never know what's gonna happen. It looks like again on paper, Envy's doing better, and the Detention Demons aren't. But you never know. Something could change. Something could spark in them. They could just play really well. This could be the catalyst, the fuel that burns their fiery pistons and all that fun stuff.
Yes, let's go on to the player stats because I'm looking at it and honestly, I don't think it's too much. I don't think it's too split between. We do have, both teams have their starting two and then they have their split two.
Hmm.
That's up that rotate in. But I'm looking at Balto. It looks like Balto is kind of like Wicked. They throw shots, and eventually they're either gonna fall or they're gonna make them fall. So he has a lot of goals, a lot of assists, and then for the Detention Demons, not so much on the goals for assists, but it does seem like they kind of share the offensive prowess here. We got some with goals, some with assists. Not so much of astronaut, but I mean he still has just as many goals as his teammates. So again,
Hmm.
like they share the prowess here. So this might be where they falter is you don't have a star player on your team, and I think those are the most dangerous teams because then one player will shoot, one player have a good game, when another player have a good game, and that's when a team really falters because if they figure out if Balto is their main man and if Balto's not getting going, and then you have another team that all three players are sharing the ball and going around, we could say it could just swing towards the Detention Demons tonight.
Hmm. No, definitely. And if you can get a player like, I mean, it's kind of clear cut that Balto, like you said, is a starter and has all the goals, has all the assists, has a crazy amount of shots, shooting 35%. By the way, with that many shots, is actually pretty darn intense. So if that's a thing, if you can get Balto off balance, off kilter, off key, you can maybe change it up and force the other team, force your other teammates to do something instead. But the Detention Demons definitely have a little bit of I don't know what a relatively tall order, if you will, because Balto seems to be a very, very good offensive player.
Yes, he does. And I'm gonna go for a quick prediction. I think if the Tension Demons get the first goal, we're gonna see a little Uranus versus where Detention Demons gets one goal and they start feeling it. We can fight with them here. But if if Envy gets the goal and they get the game, I think they're cruising for a 3-1 at least here.
Yeah, the Envy definitely pretty good team. I'm excited to see what happens here because I know both these teams. I see everybody in. We've got all 6 players. We've got the producer kicking some butt. Wolf, you're here. I'm here. I know that these players want to get in this game. What do you think?
Yeah, I think let's go ahead, let's get them going because like I said, prospect 2 years ago, you wouldn't see a lot, but I've seen some prospect players that hit double taps, some even attempt flip resets. We might get something that will go on. What is it? Clip of the? I think it's not clip of the week no more. I think it's like clip of the season. So yeah, I think it might go on clip of the season right here because people want to show off to show like, hey, you see us in playoffs, it's not going to look good.
No, I can't wait for to see what happens. We got Cheese and Pablo looking like they're going to meet. They do. Pablo sending it to the opposite side. This is going to go for Pivot. Pivot sending it into the corner. Balto missing it. Unfortunately, open goal opportunity. Pablo sending it in. And we have an open goal. Early kickoff. 7 seconds in, Wolf.
All right, I need to go to the casino because I called it. They get the goal. It's going to be a kind of different. But a lot of people don't count kickoff goals, but we'll see right here. But I think Detention Demons, this is going to be the fire start. This is going to be like, hey, we can hang right with them. We'll go for another kickoff. I was like, Pivot's going to get to it yet again. Gets the 100, goes up forward, gets a 50. Ashley's going to go over to Cheese. She's just going to wait it out here. Pablo's going to sit in goal, wait for it himself. Gets one by. Actually, this might be an open net. It's got on 0 boost. He can only flip towards it. But here comes Pivot. Pivot takes a shot right behind him. It's a tip out. He's going to chip it back over. I think that's Alter right there. Alter's going to then try to go with his teammate. And it looks like they're kind of bunching up right now. And it looks like, as I said, it looks like the Detention Demons are playing a little bit loose. Their rotations are clear. They're not bunching up. We got a clear throw to the backboard. Here comes Alter. Alter with the goal off the backboard from Cheese. And now they're going to tie it up less than 30 seconds after they gave up one. They get one right back.
That's definitely the answer you needed. Good pass. Got 2 players to stall, unfortunately. Nobody wanted to go up for it, and Altered Sparky was up way too early for them, so they did a great job here tying this up. The Envy looking good right now, just like the Detention Demons. This is a little bit of a back pass. Nobody decides to move forward on the Detention Demons until too late. Altered Sparky missing that one. Trying to bump Pablo, can't do it. Balto sending it in. This is back wall opportunity. Nobody going to get it for any team, and unfortunately for the Envy, they don't get an open goal, but fortunately for the Detention Demons, they kind of weathered that storm. That could have been dangerous right there, Wolf.
Yeah, it could have been dangerous. Like, there's not going to stop. Alter Sparky got the boost. He's going to go across the midfield looking for a bump. Doesn't get one. Cheese kind of just slowly floats down, but then he gets a bump on one. Balto's going to get a backflip. It's like Balto might try to go for another one. Doesn't get that one and is going to bounce away. Alter gets bumped out of the way. This could be an open net. It's going to slowly go in from Astronaut. A good infield pass from Pablo and then goes straight after the last man. Makes him jump early. Gets him flipping the wrong way and then rolls in. And I think the Detention Demons is like, if you're gonna throw everything at us, we're gonna throw everything right back at you. And this is the type of energy they need. Again, records don't matter when you're on stream. Everything just changes. And I think, like I said, they don't have anything to lose here. They can lose a game or two, and it might not change anything. But if Seven Deadly Sins of Envy loses 1 or 2 games, that might put them from top of the playoffs to barely holding on for playoffs. And I think they understand that. And here we go again. Pablo is going to wait it out, gets one over. He's going to go for a second one, misses the dunk, and it looks like Balto was actually getting harassed down the field, but actually leads right to him. Cheese gets bumped into it. That's going to put Alter in a bad position. Alter is going to throw it back up, put them back in a bad position. Gate goes for the 50. 50 goes all the way back out. Cheese gets a chip up. He's going to get a free shot here. Yes, he does. It looks like he got it off his wheels, which would have been a flip reset. We call it a prospect flip reset because it looks like he got all 4 wheels and bounces it right over everybody, catches them on the rotation, and it was like we got a back and forth here.
Oh, we do have a nice back and forth, and I'm loving both teams pushing forward, getting some fight, kind of taking risks here. That ball's going to hit the ceiling. Good read by Balto. And Pablo's pulling away from it, giving the team a chance to get back. That's dangerous. Cheese is there. Nice opportunity, but not able to get it. Cheese hitting off the backboard, getting a shot on goal, but not getting the actual goal. Altered stopping Zernaut. Pivot sending it to the side. Zernaut stealing corner boost, looking for a bump, but no, Cheese is up too early. Pablo, nice stop. Sparky to Cheese. Cheese on target. Zernaut able to get it. And we have a 3-2 lead for the Envy.
right now, right, no offense to Balto, but it's all Cheese and Alter right now. Cheese
Mhm.
has 100% goal participation, 2 goals, 1 assist. Alter has 1 and 1. So it looks like they kind of changed it, even though the Detention Demons are shutting Balto down, they're showing that they still have 2 other players on this field. But shout out to Cheese. Every time he shoots, it looks like it's a very dangerous thing. The Detention Demons are kind of now they're on the scramble on a kickoff. It's gonna go rolling over to the midfield. Cheese is gonna pick it up. Cheese is gonna aim at it, gets a slight touch around, doesn't get around X or not, and Balto has zeros, so he's going to slow it down. And actually, I want to say this is pretty smart from Balto. Balto is showing a lot of IQ here, but it's
Ooh.
going to be a shot on target. Gets there in time. He's like going to get a second touch to it. Does not. Pivot beats him out. There's an open net again, and it goes right to the side. But going back to Balto, Balto's learned most prospect players we expect them to bang. But right there, Balto just slowed it down, and this is what we're seeing with both prospect teams right now. They either slow it down or they go fast when they know they need to go fast. And again, it's just how fast prospect changes within about a year. Because back then they would just boom it, now they're slowing it down. They're getting people involved, and right now, Detention Demons know they're down one, and they're throwing everything at them: demos, bumps, trying to clear out the midfield. But we got one right off the back wall. Balto's going to get a flick up, doesn't get it on target. Now he's gonna go for a second one, gets that shot, it's gonna drift down. Here comes Alter. Alter misses it, but Cheese looks like he's gonna put one away, and he does not put one away. Pivot gets there. They can actually hit him on a quick counter. Somebody just puts a hand up. Also puts a hand up, knocks it all the way back down, and they're just gonna slow it back down here on this last final minute.
It definitely felt like they were panicking a little bit, but they were able to weather the storm. Good save on the back end, but Pablo running away from Cheesy, running away from Ghoul. There was a possibility right there. Maybe if you get a bump, but Pablo unfortunately centering it for Sparky. Sparky not able to get this on target as Pivot coming down into the corner looking for a center is able to get a center. Pablo, unfortunately, that ball goes too high up as Zernot not able to keep it in. Pablo trying to turn on this, gets a decent turn, but unfortunately not a good enough touch. Sending it to Zernot. Zernot centering this up, looking for Pivot here. Can they get it to Pivot? No, that's a good save by Balto, and we're under 30 seconds. Envy has a 1-goal lead, sending it back while not able to get a double touch here.
And it looks like Balto just Goomba stomped whoever's
Yep.
coming out of net, and then for revenge, he goes in and bumps him. Here comes Zernot. Zernot's got to chip it high because someone's
Oh.
already at near post, doesn't get it over. She's staying calm and
Oh.
collected. Oh, they're running into each other. They know they got to scramble, but they're scrambling a little bit too much. They got to keep it up. And this is where Prospect seems to
No
struggle, but it's a
way!
pinch off the backboard. And I think if we could have had a replay review, I think it was already an open net, and he just kind of put his hand up on accident and blocked his own teammate. And I think the Detention Demons, everything is right, but the whiffs. I think they got to clear out the whiffs. They got to clear out the panic. But shout out to Envy for fighting all the way back, and then just shout out for them. Now, like once that opening goal went in, I think all the nerves just disappeared from both teams, and Envy came back and got after them. She's sitting on top of the leaderboard and top of the lobby at 438 with a cycle under his belt: 2 goals, 1 assist, 1 save, 5 shots.
Yes, that was an absolute. I don't know how to put this. That was a good game. That was a good game by both teams. I would say, like you said, Detention Demons maybe a teeny bit of panic at maybe not just the end. They weathered that storm. They did a good job, but it started. It almost looked like it was starting to get away from them. But I think if you really need to think to yourself, if you're Detention Demons, you should be proud of what you did. That could have gotten way worse. Just breathe in, breathe out, believe in yourself, and you can do this. Envy playing well, but Detention Demons, they're playing well too.
Yeah, I think the Detention Demons need to go back to what got through the 2 goals, where they kind of like toss it in the air. The first man tosses it in the air, and then they turn off their ball cam. They look for somebody because that's what helped them get the first goal. Well, the first goal came off a kickoff, but somebody was looking and prowling for a demo. But then the second goal was exactly that. They topped it up and they went after them. Envy, I think they need to keep their game plan. Weather the storm where you got to weather the storm, and then once you get your chance, you use your mechanics. It looks like they're also mechanically better than Detention Demons. They got double taps. They got a pop up. Here comes Balto.
Oh.
Balto's gonna try to read it. Doesn't get the read, but Cheese is gonna be to just slow it down. And like I said, the mechanics are coming out where they're kind of reading it faster, so they're going up faster. And in this tier, that's a make or break. If a team is faster than you, a team might just be better than you as well. But they've got a ball cleared all the way down. Balto's gonna go up, breaks it up. He still has 45 in the tank. Actually, Cheese is gonna call him off, but it was like a miscommunication. But an infield pass to Alter, and there's a bump from Cheese to knock him out. Ball's gonna go all the way back to the midfield. Looks like both teams need to reload, but actually Ball's gonna try to dunk it through. still rolls in the midfield, a little bit more on the blue side. It looks like it's going to be a free clear to the ceiling instead, but it bounces over one. It actually bounces right back in the midfield. It's like we're going to keep it right here in the midfield, but now it's going to the other side. Balls on a chase here. It gets a bump on Pablo after chasing him all the way from the net to the midfield. Now it's like we're coming down to a very calm, stable, but no, it's not going to be
Ooh.
stable. Pivot's going to pivot and hit them with a dunk. And like I said, if they just get a little bit more physical here, like Pablo had zero, and he trusted that his teammate was going to be there, and that comes down to calls because if you have zero, the only thing you can do is just throw one in the middle and hope for the best, and that's what happened there.
And taking advantage of what they did is Pivot was able to get Pablo's pass and make it in. Pivot looking for a pass off the back wall. Pablo's there. Great stop by Balto, needing to do this. Alters up, wide open goal. Zernot too late to stop that. 346. They tied it up yet again. Envy answers the call.
And it seems you got to feel for the Detention Demons here. Every time they get a goal, Envy was like, no, just a JK. And they get one right back on them. And it's like, so you don't want that to, be the precedent of this series. Like, every time I score, you get to score. Because if that's what's going to happen, if they lose this game, that's going to be a morale killer. Like, I know the last series went 2-0 and it was 2-2, but they didn't have a game where, every time I scored, you score, and then you win the game. It was usually if we score first, we win the game. Now, we might let you back in it, but we don't let you win the game. But here it's a little bit different story, and you might want to change that narrative. They do get a demo that's going to force them to try to reestablish themselves on this, and actually, Alters are going to get them and force them to reestablish their own rotation right here. And there's a ball up in the air, and again, Cheese is already up, but actually gets met halfway in the air. Extranot's going to try to get over. Falls in the middle, and here comes Pablo going fast. Make sure to get over one. Gets by two because Cheese has to turn back around. Gets called off, and Pivot's going to have to go back in. Who's on the back in? Pivot actually misses a demo. Extranaut gets past one, past two.
Wow.
Doesn't go in, and they need to calm down here. Extranaut just driving on the backboard. Pivot completely misses. Goes over another one. Here's a free shot. It's blocked by Pablo, who actually just sat there. That was actually a free save. And actually, there's another goal, another shot by Extranaut, and that's going to go all the way back on the other side. And then Envy's actually, there's a bump on the back end, back to the backboard. Somebody needs to be there. No one trusted that somebody was going to miss, but now this one's rolling under. She's going to pick it back up. And now they got a trade on the back end. Now we're getting a little bit of that prospect scramble ball here because there's demos, there's bumps, there's balls just rolling everywhere. We got a dunk, and right here, Envy's rotation seems to be the clear-cut winner despite the demos. And that's what I wanted to point out is Envy is now getting into their rotation. And I'm not saying the Detention Demons aren't, but Envy looks 10 times better in their rotation. Here comes Balto for a shot, dunks 2 of them instead. Alter's just going to cut it off, so there's no free clear in the middle. Can he get a shot? No, he can't. She's going to toss up to help him. There's only one person back on third, man. We got a man up midfield. Cannot get to it. Gets dunked by his own teammate. This might be what they need. It actually bumps him out of the air. You don't see that every day, folks. And then going back to it, KG, and there's another trade, but it's on 2 different sides of the field. But going back to it, KG, I think Envy, they seem comfortable here. They seem comfortable in their rotation, despite demos, despite everything that's happened. They just seem too comfortable right now.
I agree. And then Detention Demons have had opportunities here, not able to take advantage of them. I don't know if panic excitement is the word. They definitely are not able to break this wall. The wall's doing really well. They keep banging at it, but just not able to just find that way through, sending it wide. Balto's on. Pablo sending it in. Altered Sparky with a save. Pablo trying to turn on it. Pivot is there. Pivot coming off the wall. No, decides to try for boost. Pablo sending in at center. Zernot is up. Can't beat Balto. Pablo trying to get in the corner and unfortunately not able to read this one. Pivot coming off, setting it in. Not a very clean hit. The save is easy, and like I said, Detention Demons have putting pressure on, but these are not quality touches that they're looking for, even though they're putting on all that pressure.
Yeah, you put them in a pressure cooker, and usually somebody gets cooked. But right here, they're not. There's another save, and the thing about this is for prospect, this is actually very good boost management for both teams. No one's just sitting on zero the entire time. They're picking up what they need to pick up. They're picking up floor pads, and right now, if you're the Detention Demons, you got to feel robbed they're blocking everything, and here they got a free shot on net again. Here comes a follow up. Actually, no,
Oh,
this might be
oh,
what they need. It might be open net. Can he just get the read? No, he cannot get the read. And right here, you just gotta feel for detention demons. You put all that pressure, but you get one more
no way.
opportunity, and he missed jump going. I think he elbowed right instead of left, and you just gotta feel for detention demons right there. I think that was 2 minutes uh, for Seven Deadly Sins. It's going to be hilarious for them, but that was 2 minutes of pure hell because they were literally in their face all day long, and you don't get one. And I don't think it's demoralizing because they're coming right back at them. But on a kickoff, you get to reset, and like here now they get to go back after them. There's only one person in there. It's just Pablo. He might get demo. We got two people up in the air actually, and it's a shot to Balto, and that's going to be a dagger in the heart of the Detention Demons. They only need 26 seconds of pressure to get a goal on you, and you had over 2 minutes on them.
Yeah, you've got to feel bad. Detention Demons, two players at the end double commit and did the same exact thing at the same exact time. And unfortunately, it was like synchronized defense, but none of them got there in time. And I'm not saying that somebody, if they would have made the save staying back, but unfortunately, I think what it is, it got too much at the end there. Maybe a little lack of communication, and unfortunately, Balto Storm showing why Balto Storm loves to shoot, because the ball usually ends up in the back of the net.
Yes, it ends up, but like I say, he has 523, 401, but the saves, yeah, 1, 4, 2 across Envy. And right now we have a substitution. We got extra not coming out for Reed Knightley. But before we get to the next game, I think if I was Attention Demons, I would just say it's over. It's over because the game's over. We didn't get that game, new game, because that's when a lot of teams would sit there and just think about it like, man, I had the shot and I missed it. Like the one that you saw, he hit it too soft and they saved it. And then the second one was open, it was just a complete whip. That's the game where you got to be like, it's over, and let's move on. Like I love the pressure from them.
Oh yeah.
If you told me this was a team with only 9 wins, I wouldn't believe you, because that I think even higher tiers were cracking under that much pressure. Well, that is my fault, folks. But yeah, I think other people. I think any other team would just crack under that much pressure. But shout out to Envy. Like somebody said in the chat, you can keep on knocking, but you can't come in.
Yes, and that's what I think. If you're Detention Demons, you just got to keep doing it. Don't stop. You were doing right. Just because another team was able to weather the storm doesn't mean that you weren't doing what you needed to do. Good job by Cheese to stop Pivot. Pivot looking for a center, gets that center. Knightley going up. No, I thought Knightley was going up for Cheese is there. Good touch by Cheese. Knightley tries to get it down, but Balto Storm is able to get the save. Balto coming off the wall, gets it over Pablo as Knightley stays back. Sparky gets it 50 to the opposite side. Great demo by Pablo. Pivot's going up. Back wall. Nobody there. Follow up by Pablo. Trying to sit it in. And another weak touch. Not able to get it in. And my goodness, Wolf, you do really have to feel for the Detention Demons right now.
You got to feel for him because this ball just bouncing, and here goes up Balto, and we've got another one coming up. They're going to just full send it. You might can get a clear here. Somebody needs to get a clear, and if they would just get the clear, there's no one on the other side of that field. You can actually almost walk it in if you hit it just right. But I think I watched Pablo when he jumped. He pre-jumped the shot, and of course, if your mechanics isn't all the way there, recorrecting yourself is the worst thing that you could do in this tier, and that's why we're just so soft. And I think the Detention Demons just need to be patient. Trust that the ball is going to be there, but stay on the ground and get the full contact, because they're trying to pre-jump. And actually, this is a good shot from Pivot. Puts two up. This should be a free ball, and he hits
No.
the post. And I think it just keeps happening to them. This might not be their night. Pivot barely gets it out of the way. Good fake by one. Tactical fake. Gets a pinch across. Cheese is just going to reload, get a boost. Then he's not going to rush it. This is a smart play over here. Gets a dunk on one. Pivot's going to throw it in the corner. Somebody needs to rush him right here. Pivot does rush him right here. Alter is sitting at 47. Pablo, again, another pre-jump. This is what I meant. He's pre-jumping from a certain amount of distance, and there's almost another net, but Pivot comes back through. Pablo's going to now knock it straight down the middle. No one's going to be there for him, but that's what I was saying. Pablo is pre-jumping, and he's getting it correct. And I'm not going to fault him for that one. He's getting correct, but he's not getting what he needs, and it's just going to be an open net from a misclear, and Cheese just gets it right, sneaks it right under him. Pivot tried to get it, gets an unfavorable pinch, and Cheese was already set up, gets a nice roll in, couldn't get off, and Pablo could not get back in time. And you really got to feel that detention demons are doing everything right 99% of the time, and your 1% is just not in the back of the net. And actually, we're going to
No.
kick a kickoff goal, and this is going to add insult to injury. And if all detention demons at this point, you got to throw caution to the wind. A loss is a loss at this point, and at this point, if you need all three people to go for the ball just to put it in the net, do something because it's just for the past, I would say 5 minutes, they had all the pressure. They're just not doing anything with it.
Yes, they missed touches. They've had some open goal opportunities and just not able to get solid hits. And it's just, it's not, like you said, it's not one of those nights, but there's still plenty of time. Nice demo on pivot by Balto. Pablo turning for it, trying to go near post, and does. Balto, unfortunately, stuck in neutral. And then I think that's a miscommunication. Cheesy does not tell Balto that they're down yet. Uh, I mean, Balto, unfortunately, backing up, so you didn't have any momentum going forward, and a good job by Pablo to meet that ball and slot it exactly where they need it. So, Tension Demons they cut the lead in half. There's halfway to go in this game, still plenty of time. And maybe just calm down, take it easy. This is going to be a nice little 50. Pablo going up, trying to beat Balto, does, but that is not on
Oh, we
target.
got a double commit.
Yes, we
But yeah,
do.
like that, Balto sat on the ground. He waited. That's how he got the goal. But now they're gonna go right back at him. The tension team going right back at him. And here we go. Paul waiting on the ground gets a shot, and this is what I mean. Now it's an even better shot. It causes him to scramble versus a shot that goes directly at him. They're picking up every boost pad on the floor. This is now has to be frustrating for Envy because they're basically just chasing, but they do steal one right here. Can he get a flick of one? Actually, Paul was just gonna say, "Thank you, I'll take that." So Knightley's gonna go in the middle. They got Pivot sitting back there. Pivot's going to be two, but gets dunked by the second man, which was Balto. Balto's going to go for a mechanical play here. He can't get to it. So he's going for a bump. Doesn't get the bump. They got two in the net. Pablo gets pushed back into the net because he's fearing the bump here. Here comes a shot, another block by Pivot. And Envy, now that they got the boost pads, now we're going to start seeing their mechanics start trying to come out here. Gets the tip over one, doesn't squeeze in. Knightley says, no, thank you. And now Pivot's going to throw it all the way back on their side of the net. Goes for the demo, misses the demo, but forces Shees to hurry up and go with the ball. Ball goes right across the middle. Balto misses it. It looks like he was called by Alter because Alter is now just right behind it. Ball straight up. Pablo's going to wait for it. Goes straight across. Gets the dunk. Does he get the goal? No, he doesn't get the goal. Gets a flick around one, but nobody else is helping him. And this is one of those things that you can't really teach it. You just have to have the instinctual prowess to go up there and help your teammate, regardless if you have zero or regardless if you have 100 boosts, like we've seen in the Uranus game, where even with zero, Glitch did something. And this is just a learning experience for Prospect here. But right now, loading back up, gonna get a free bang. Ball right to the side wall. Can Pablo beat him? Yes, he did. No, he looks like he's gonna go for a bump. Steals 100. Makes it an awkward position. This is gonna be a free ball here. It's an own goal, folks. Knightley did take the shot. Cheese gets the save. And I think whoever that was under, that was Alter, gets the dunk. Very unfortunate. And I think that is where detention demons need to start doing, is just be patient because they will crack.
Yes, they needed that one, and that ties it up 45 seconds. Sparky sending it back wall, looking for a center. That's a bit awkward. Pivot is there. Balto's looking to read this. Gets it offside wall, tries to get a double. They don't. Pablo's sending it up. Pivot, I think, was trying to go for maybe a bump. Does get the bump on Cheese. Knightley's there and misses it. Unfortunately, an opportunity yet again wasted. Under 30 seconds here. Sparky looking for that counterattack. Can't quite get it. Pivot is able to do a good job sending it forward to Pablo. Cheesy getting the 50 win. This is in the corner. Nobody moving up. Balto reading that one very well. Pablo and Pivot, a little bit of a double commit here. Altered keeping it in. Balto's up. Gets a touch. Sparky getting in. Great save by Knightley. And we could have an overtime.
Counter. It was a possible counter, and overtime, new game. Everybody knows when overtime hits, it's a new. We got a kick off, but Knightley's just going to tip it out. We got a double commit, but Knightley kind of just already failed there. Then Balto's going to try to get a pinch in. This pitch is actually going in the wrong way that Balto wanted. We got two players on zero. If they just get a free shot here, Pivot throws it up. Make Balto go up. Balto actually picked up 100, tips it to the corner. There's a boost spawn right there. Pivot wins it across the field. Now it's going to be an open shot. Pablo flicks it off, and that might throw them a little bit disarray. And it does. We got players going up for the same ball for both teams here. Now I think one's feeling the panic of we might go 2-2, and the other one is we need a win here. Knightley clears it all the way out. Somebody needs to turn on this. Nobody turns. Actually, everybody sits there until Pivot goes. Ball's going to skip up. This might be the opportunity. Somebody needs to get a tap down. We got a triple commit. It's going to be open, and I can't believe it. Detention demons do everything right, and then when they need it to be the most calm, they just it slips away from them again.
Yeah, that's right there. That's just, I don't know, focusing on the ball too much. You can't keep your eyes focused on the ball. You have to know what your teammates are doing. And all three of the detention demons were basically in the envy goal without the ball. And it, for the most part, any one of the envy players could have at any time picked and choose who decided to score that last goal because it was that wide open.
It honestly was, and right now we have substitute cheeses coming out. But going back to that goal, it's one of those things like when they were down, and this is just when if they ever come back and look at this stream. When you're down, yes, you can throw the kitchen sink because there's nothing to lose. We all been there. There's nothing to lose. I mean, you beat by 2 or you get beat by 20, but it's gonna show up on your record. But then once you're back in it, that's when you go back to what they did before, is where they played calm. They just sat there and you kind of just wait until it happens. But they didn't, and they smelt the blood in the water, and that's fantastic. But it seemed to be a miscommunication because we had one jump from the right side of the goal and the other one was in the middle of the goal, which means they were either too close together to see each other or they pre-jumped. And again, when you're in this tier, unless you got it completely red, there's no reason to be pre-jumping in overtime, especially if all three envy players are sitting in the orange net.
Yes, and that right there, that pretty much was one of those things where all the envy players were kind of ready for it, and nobody decided to be patient. They kind of, like eggs all in one basket. Pablo's not moving off the kickoff. This is not good. Pablo leaves. Something's that's not good.
Actually, I think we're gonna get us. Yeah, I think there is a possible server reset. There has not been a goal if someone asked for it, but they're just gonna keep
And
playing,
that
and that's gonna be a
ends
goal
right
for
there.
Balto. If I think you have to put that in chat that you're looking for a reset, and they did. They just kept going. So, by rules, it is 1-0 in favor of Envy here.
Well, I don't. I mean, Pivot and Re Knightley didn't say like leave either, and I think that's something else. And now we've got something going on, a little bit weird's going. Unfortunately, we've got a 3v2. This is kind of what happens when something happens. I'm not sure what's going on, but the game is still on. These players need to keep playing, and Frank is able to get this in 2-0,
That
4:32. This is an awkward situation,
this,
but we got to keep going.
you have to keep going. Like this is one of those things that like I don't know if anyone's on. Well, that might have been somebody on here, but like going to the rules, I think they had to call it before, or they just had to leave with him. Again, I'm not. Don't quote me on this. Like I've never had this situation happen. Because by the time it usually happened to me, it was already halfway through the game. So I can't. I don't know what happens. They just got to keep playing. They got to hope to get Pablo in. I think he did come back. They just got to fight back here. They were down 2-0 before, so this is not new territory for them. Ball's gonna go
I
all the way in their side of the net. But yeah, Cage, actually Rock Lee might get one back if he misses it here. They're just gonna crash him. But yeah, KG, this is just one of those you just have to fight through the adversity because it's just not their night. I think this entire night just kind of fell apart for them.
Yeah, I think so too. But like you said, the fight is here. They're gonna still keep playing. I am curious to know because I would like to know. We're probably gonna have to get something. This has been on stream. We're gonna have to maybe get an official rule. I believe it is that you say remake and get out. So the remake is very important to be said. As unfortunately I think that is what went down. You didn't quite get the words out as I'm beginning to think. I'm looking at chat, and chat, I think, uh, was expecting a remake, so that's probably what they were trying to do in the first place.
Yeah, and it's just one of the. I think again, I'm not a rules person. I wish Blister was here because I think the entire blue team just has to leave in order for that to happen. Like if you can't communicate because console and they actually might get one that's going to the corner. Piv is going to get one back for him, and this is what they need. I think this is the feel that fires them up. The other team, keeps going, and at this point, if they don't care about you, you're going to have to force them. You have to force their hand again and just drag it back in. Again, they don't have cheese in, but again, Envy's still playing the Envy way. It might be a little bit less mechanical, less more error, aerodynamic from what Cheese was, but they're still going to keep going. And I think this is where you take your opportunity. You got to get your momentum in, and this is really where we're going to see how bad Detention Demons really want this game because I understand what happened to them, but again, they're not backing down, and this is all kudos to them. And it is on stream and it will be reviewed most likely. We'll see what is brought up on us because me and KJ are nowhere near the admin rule side. We're just
No.
casters here, folks. And actually, that's gonna be a back pass on accident. Sparky's gonna be there. Now I think this is the one you just have to leave it. Pivot loses the ball and he tries to back pass it, but no one's even home. I think Pablo almost got Goomba stomped out of the way. He just gets completely pushed out of the way at the end. And just wait regain. You still got a half a game to go. Keep playing your game, but that's the one. It's a player IQ thing and even a situational thing. We just got to leave it. You got to trust that if they get a shot, they get a shot. But you got to know that your teammates on their way back. Reed Knightley's going to go what? Reed Knightley's going to fall down. He's like he's going to get the demo on Frank. No, it doesn't, but does scare Frank here. There's going to be a ball right in the middle. Pim's going to go for a 50-50 straight down. Can Frank get a turn on the ball? His team is going to give him a little nudge here. And KG, I think their detention demons are kind of finding their groove here, and I think they're actually focusing on Frank. They're chasing him all the way around the field, trying to get him, get him uncomfortable because this is his only game of the series.
Yeah, and I think if they just maybe, I think like there's a little bit of miscommunication. Their pivot trying to get in there. Knightley can't quite get this on target. Again, they're still not quite hitting the solid shots or getting the solid touches that they're looking for. Pablo, whoa, that was a little dangerous, is able to deflect to the opposite side. Sparky slows it down, flicks it over one, pivots there, sending it up to Pablo. Pablo not quite upfield enough. This ball's going to be centered. Balto can't quite read it. Pivot is able to get it in.
There
3
we
to 2.
go.
There's an opportunity here, Wolf.
And right there, it was a quick counter, and this is one of these counters that you see in Rocket League that happens so fast, quickly to the right. Pablo's all alone, gets to go for free, gets it just over Balto, and they're right back in it yet again. And again, this is where you don't have to go to scramble ball. You still got a minute left. Keep playing your game. Keep doing what's working. And Pablo is staying all over this ball. Actually, got two different 50s there. Pivot's going to throw it up in the corner, makes Alter Sparky a little bit awkward, but Balto is going to cut it out real fast. And now we got a lot of the enemy players just kind of waiting. They're not diving. They don't want to give up an easy goal. It's going to be a free shot. Pivot gets another save up in the corner. Can they go faster? They don't have enough time to kind of just go pick up boosts, pick up what you can, and then pick up where you can get it because you need to throw everything out. There's a bump in the midfield. They actually get one of the best players out, which is Balto. Pivot's got to come back, pick up the 100 boosts, and go after him. Tries to throw a fake and does so. 30 seconds remaining, and right here is a one-on-one opportunity. If he gets a good 50 and does not get it in his favor, but is not in his net, and that's all they can hope for right now. There's a big whiff here. United's going to get behind it, goes for another 50. Here comes Pablo eyeing it up, gets demo for his efforts by Frank. Now all of a sudden Pivot gets another chip over the corner. This is their last chance here. 10 seconds, time to throw the kitchen sink, throw everything you got. It's a bad pitch in the middle, and it's a bad ball all the way down to Frank. Frank's gonna throw off in the middle, and can they keep it up? He might have thrown it too far from Pablo. Pablo went for the demo and not the ball, folks, and that is going to be game. And that is a full sweep in favor of Envy, folks.
Yes, it was a little bit of a weird start to that game, and unfortunately, I think what the storyline on that one was they definitely wanted uh, a remake, didn't quite get it in time, and unfortunately, I'm not sure what's going to go on. We're going to worry about any admin stuff in the background. We're just going to stick with how Envy played well. Detention Demons, opportunities, a lot of missed touches, a lot of balls that just were like weak, and I'm not gonna use the word panic. Sometimes on offense, I use the word excitement. You get a little too excited, and just you want to hit it, but you just don't quite get the quality touches they had lots of opportunities, but Envy was patient. They were relatively precise, and they were able to send in a sweep tonight. And congratulations, Envy.
Yeah, congratulations to Envy. And I'm gonna go back to the last game. Pivot has 673 points, two goals, two save or three save actually. And then he had two shots, so he was 100% shooting there. But I just want to go to Detention Demons. Yes, he got swept, and that it's gonna hurt any team that gets swept. Not even on stream, just in general. But they have something to build off of, and I think they just need to go back to the basics. The game plan is there. We've seen it. We've seen it every game except the first game. The pressure is there. It's the final execution, and that's what's going to separate them to getting back into the playoffs later on in the season, or just kind of being one of those middle of the pack teams because you're not finishing the chances where the chances need to be happening. But for Envy, I think they look good. They
Mhm.
matched exactly what they did on our stats for them as a whole and as individuals. But my only thing for them is I think they do need to kind of figure out their communication problems because we saw it multiple times where they would jump block each other and or just kind of bail and then no one's there. And I think if they play another top team, they get punished every day of the week on that one.
Yeah, no, I definitely think that the Detention Demons, they definitely it felt like they had some things going, weren't able it's just like maybe not fast enough, maybe not quite on the same page, but it definitely felt like they had some things going, but they ran into Envy and Envy is not a slouch and they were able to they like I'm going to tell you Envy did not you can tell they did not go in this game thinking we're going to win, everything's going to be fine. You can tell that they definitely wanted to make sure that they took care of business. They did, and it pushes them a little bit higher up in the standings. You got to be proud if you're Envy. And again, I want to say one more time for the Detention Demons, you did well, but it just unfortunately the touches weren't quite in your favor, and the Envy was able to capitalize off of those mistakes.
Exactly, and I know Balto did a lot of numbers. I think for the last 2 games, well, game 2 and game 3 had a lot of points, but I wanna give the MVP to Alter. I think he stepped up from the beginning of the game to the end of the beginning of the series to the end of the series. He stepped up. He played lights out. I think he averaged 300 points each game. He might have get went under a little bit, but I think he played his role. He wasn't the best shooter, but when called upon, he became their best shooter. He became their best defender. He became their best passer, and that's what you look for in somebody that's going into the long run. Like maybe if your best player's not doing the best, you have that second man that steps up for you and is like gets everybody going. Hey, let's start doing this. Let's start doing that. Let's move the ball here and there. So I'm gonna give it to Alter for that one for being the MVP for me.
I agree. Alter was definitely in the right spots, the right time. A lot of midfield play, good amount of saves, setting teammates up. The Envy is again. I think Envy is going to be a good team later. The Detention Demons did show that they can be beaten. Detention Demons played well, and it actually goes to show if you have solid touches, it's going to make Envy a lot. It's going to make it well, I say easier to beat Envy as it got shown that it's possible. So I'm looking forward to the rest of the season for both these teams, and I can't wait for more RSC in the future.
Yes, and shout out to Chips again, being fantastic
Mhm.
producer, fantastic host, making sure everything's running smoothly, things like that. Then shout out to KG, he's been keeping it exciting, like I say, helping me here because other than that, it would be boring. But ladies and gentlemen.